everybody, it's Emily
and Sarah
at ARC Schooling, and today we're going to be talking about what we got when we went to the Merrimack Valley Halloween Book Festival. So, stay tuned. So we just got back from Merrimack Valley Halloween Book Festival, and I intended to vlog. I even brought my camera. I didn't vlog.
No.
I carried my camera around like I was going to vlog, but I never did. I find it super awkward. So people who vlog at events like that, like, I commend you, because I don't know how to do that. So I never actually turned my camera on, so I'm sorry I have no footage of the actual event. What are you going to do? But I do have stuff to show you. We bought... Actually, we were well behaved. We only actually bought 5 books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were very good because there were like hundreds of books there, and I was just like, I want all of them. So we were very calm. I only bought books that I knew I was going to want to read. There's a lot of stuff that like looked interesting, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. And I think, Sarah, you felt the same way, right?
Yeah, like I really had one specific author I wanted to go to, and that was just about it for the whole thing, really. Found one new author there, so we got some books from besides her. Everything was kind of like specifically what we already knew we wanted.
Yeah, so I had a goal in mind, and I tried to stick to that because I know me. I know how out of control I can get in a book setting. So anyway, we're just going to kind of show you what we got. Of course, I was there, number one, because Joe Hill was there, and he was signing his book, and we got it days early. I think it actually comes out on Tuesday. I think it comes out October 24th. I might be wrong, but I think so. So he was releasing it days early, so I got a copy, and of course it's signed. I'll show you.
And he signed it really cool, too.
You know, he's so creative. When he signs his books, you can see he drew the little thing there, and so, I mean, I'm like, you must get tired, because he has wrists of steel, so to be able to sign that many books in that fashion. But I'm really excited. This book sounds awesome. We went to his panel before the signing, and he talked about how he was inspired by his father's book, Different Seasons, and how he was able to create these 4 different stories, but they all had a theme in common, and I love Different Seasons. That's like my favorite Stephen King novella compilation collection, whatever you want to call it. I love that book. So when he said that, I got so excited. I think I'm going to really like this. The stories in it sound really interesting. I'm just super excited for it. So I can't wait to read that. This is probably my next read because I'm very excited. And I also brought a book to sign. I had him sign my copy of Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft. This is the first volume. And he signed, I don't know if you can see, and he signed inside the cover there, and it says Lock On.
Also, when we got that was signed, because for the festival, they said they recommended you come in costume, and like we were the only people in costume, pretty much.
I'm like, come on, guys, it's Halloween.
So when we went in to get the book signed, he asked for our picture to post on his Instagram.
We're on Joe Hill's Instagram. That's so cool. Okay. I completely nerded out. I was so excited.
I was kind of like, wait, what? I was like, hey, come back, one other picture. Like, really?
Yeah. He's like, do you mind if I put this on Instagram? And we're like, go for it. Super cool. So, Sarah, do you want to talk about what you got signed?
So, I got a couple books signed. The author I most wanted to see there was Kat Howard, because I read her novel Roses and Rot, and I really, really enjoyed it. And she was coming out with her new book, Unkindness of Magicians, that I really wanted to get. So
I just want to interrupt you. Look how gorgeous this cover is. Isn't that really pretty? I love this cover. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
And then she was on the first panel that we went to see. And it was a pretty good panel. It was all about fairy tales and how they go along with horror genre so nicely. And so then after the panel, I went down to see her, and I got both books signed. I'm going to show you. This is her sign. She signed Roses and Rot. And then on Unkindness of Magicians. And And I like how she signed them both with different colored pens because she told me that she thinks of a different color for both books. Roses and Rat is basically about two sisters who are both accepted in a very prestigious kind of an artist retreat. So Imogene, the older sister, is a writer, and her younger sister Marin is a dancer. And so basically it's like a year-long thing where they're kind of separated from the outside world for a year to focus more on their craft. And
That sounds fun.
yeah, like that was my first reaction when reading that. I was like, I want to go get this. But then it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it without being all spoilery.
Dark,
but
or
yeah,
is it
it's
like
dark.
there's a dark layer to it?
Yeah, there's a darkness to it, and there's kind of fairies in it and stuff
I know
like
it
that.
says something on there about what would you sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds like a really interesting.
Yeah,
I
it
definitely
really
want to read
was
that.
like thrilling, kind of atmospheric and pretty to read.
So what's this one about? This one sounded cool to me. Actually, this one sounded a lot like The Magicians. That's what I said. I'm like, it sounds like The Magicians, and I really liked that. This one is something to do with powerful magicians vying for power over a city. Is that what I'm reading?
Something like
Something
that.
like that. And it's the unseen world, and I don't know. I love anything to do with like magicians and magic and that sort of thing. I think that sounds really neat.
I think it sounds like it's going to be a really exciting read. This
Yeah.
one's a bit more slow-paced and kind of atmospheric, where that one sounds more action-packed. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm really looking
And also,
forward to
I just love
reading
this
it.
cover so much.
Yeah.
I would like frame that and hang
I
it
really
up.
like
I
this
think it's
cover
beautiful.
too, though. Like, I was very obsessed with this cover as I was reading it.
Yeah, they're both really
Yeah.
pretty. Okay, and you got one more book that actually
Yeah.
this was for both of us,
But I got it signed to me
but
because
it's
she was
signed
getting
to Sarah
so many
because
books
I
signed
already,
that
already
wanted
had
something for
yeah.
me.
So I already had a bunch of signed books, so I wanted Sarah to have something else. So I want to read this, but it belongs to Sarah. And this is a short story collection by Christopher Golden, and it's got the reason Sarah was super excited is because Amber Benson has a story in here.
Yeah, I really love Amber Benson. She played Tara in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she was Lenore in Supernatural. And she writes, but I've never actually read anything of hers, and I really, really want to.
While we were there, we saw
Yeah.
one more book that
And
we
you
should have
didn't
just
let
bought
me
it.
get it.
I know, we should have just bought it, but I was like, we must restrain ourselves.
No.
No, we shouldn't have. We should have gotten it. But it was a book that was written by Christopher Golden and Amber
Yeah.
Benson. Maybe for Christmas. Yes. Santa might bring it. So anyway, this has stories by Amber Benson, Charlene Harris, Tim Leben, Mike Mignola, James A. Moore, who is also there this weekend, and Thomas I don't know how you say that. Snigolsky, possibly. So anyway, this just sounded neat, and I thought the cover was kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Passion of the Nerds.
Kind of reminds
Buffy
me of
and
actually,
openings for the Buffy guide.
To me, it reminds me of the title screen for Supernatural Season 5, but that's just me.
Everything. You can pull everything back to Supernatural.
Yes, I can.
So anyway, this looks like a cool read, and we'll both enjoy that. Okay, and then I got 2 more books signed by Hilary Monaghan. I'd never heard of her before this event, and I'm super excited for her books.
Yeah.
She was on the panel what was it called?
I don't remember what the panel was called.
The Dark
but
World or
yeah,
some kind of dark
something
world,
to do
something
with
like
that.
that. But it was about
and-
fairy tales and fantasy and how they relate to horror. But anyway, she was on that panel and she mentioned this book in particular, which is The Hollow Girl. And I was like, I have to read that book. First, she was talking about how it's about Romani culture. And I don't know anything about Romani culture really. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that sounds really neat. I want to read that. But she also said how this is a book that she wrote because it's a story that her grandmother had wanted to write and never got around to doing. So she wrote that story for her grandmother. And I thought that was just super cool. Also, this is like a super dark sounding book. It's like a revenge, a feminist revenge story. It's about 2 girls that are friends, and one of them, they both get attacked and assaulted by this group of men, and she wants revenge for that, and so she goes to one of the Romani people in her family to help her to bring back her friend, and the price for that is all these organs she has to harvest, and so she harvests them from her attackers. I'm like, holy crap, that sounds amazing. So I was really excited for this book in particular, and of course I got it signed. So that was cool. And then she also had this book at her table, and I think they briefly mentioned it during the panel, but I wasn't really thinking about it as a book that I was going to buy. I was more excited about the Hollow Girl. But when I was at her booth and I saw it, I was like, that book looks amazing. This is the cover. I don't know if you guys can appreciate how like super 1980s that looks.
And the pages are
And
black.
the spine is black, and I was just like, that book looks so freaking just amazing. So it looks awesome.
And I was reading the little review type things in the front, and it was compared to Buffy and Joss Whedon twice. So.
Also, here's the sign inside. It's so pretty. I just think this book is just so aesthetically pleasing to me. It's gorgeous.
It's a really odd aesthetic.
I know. I either like things that are beautiful or things that are really weird. So, that's me. And this book sounds really weird. It's about a girl who's raised in a family of monster hunters, and she has to lose her virginity so that she can become a monster hunter, because apparently virgin blood is too potent. So it's too dangerous for her to not lose her virginity. And it just sounds so crazy. I'm like, this book sounds ridiculous and awesome, and it's like horror comedy, I think. I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to picking that up. We also picked up something for my youngest, because we always try to get her stuff when we go to things that she can't go to yet. So we got her a cute little stuffed Cthulhu, and they had a coloring book that you could buy with it. C is for Cthulhu. He is so cute. It's shrink wrap. We haven't opened it yet, but it just looks adorable. Finally, I have to tell you guys a little story. One of the books that I knew was going to be there, I was like really, really excited for. I was planning on buying it at the book festival. That was my goal. I had like, what? I had the Joe Hill book and this book that I was like, that's what I'm buying when I'm there. So we get to the event. I tell my husband, we'll walk by. We walk by Christopher Golden's booth, and I point to it. And like, okay, we're getting that book, and I'm getting, and my husband goes, I'm like, what? But it's like, I already got it for you. So we get home, and he's like, so Merry Christmas. So he had already bought it for me, but this is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer 20 Years of Slaying a Watcher's Guide, and it's like sitting there at Christopher Golden's booth, and I was just like, I'm getting it. And he's like, I already got it for you. So apparently I already had it. I just didn't know. So I ruined Christmas. But you know, I told him I wouldn't really look at it until Christmas. I just did. I showed it to you for this video, but I'm not going to touch it again until I get it for Christmas. So we had a great time at the book festival. I'm so glad that we went. I am already excited to go again next year, because it was just so much fun. And yeah, there was a lot of, I learned about new authors, and I had a blast. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Maybe you'll be there. Maybe you'll have a booth next year. Or the year after that.
Or the year after that.
The year after that?
Year after that?
No, you're going to do it sooner than that. Because Sarah, you're going to be a horror author, and you're going to have books at booths and sell them to people and sign them. Work on your signature.
Yeah, my signature is crap.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you all had a great weekend. We had a really great time. And we will see you in our next video. Happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.